On this episode,
a Dekotora meeting. We're out here today all the way up in northern Japan in Sendai for a Dekotora meeting. So what is Dekotora? Well, as the name suggests, decorated truck. Some people call them art trucks here in Japan too, and they are an extreme form of decorated truck which has evolved in Japan over the past 40, 50 years or so. Of course, modified trucks is definitely not something that's specific only to Japan. For whatever reason, no matter where you go in the world where there's a strong trucking culture, you're going to see modified trucks. North America, South America, Europe, everywhere there are trucks. Truck drivers like to modify them, but maybe not quite as crazy as this. So on this episode, I'm going to walk around this show you some of the general modifications, themes, styles that these trucks have, and what makes them unique.
one of the most striking things about Dekotora are the mural graphics on the sides. While some trucks proudly display the route that they serve on the sides, the more flamboyant ones are decorated with hand-painted murals of traditional Buddhist gods of wealth, money, compassion, and protection. Japan is surrounded by ocean, so there are often depictions of the ocean or marine themes, as well as ancient stories of romance, heroism, and patriotism. If ancient themes aren't really your thing, anime is always an option, with classically popular and modern characters being depicted. Life as a truck driver can be lonely, so there are also images of the driver's favourite singers, actresses, or perhaps just the girl they wish they had in the passenger seat. Some trucks are even converted into mobile living rooms, complete with a front door and even air conditioning. But the most visually impressive thing about Dekotora are these enormous bumpers and mirror hangers, and it's almost hard to believe they can drive on the street with them. Of course, these light up at night too. Another popular accessory are these spaceship-like roof bars. Originally found on luxury touring coaches, they were also incorporated into the Dekotora style. And if you don't see them coming, you'll hear them first, thanks to the popular split manifold modified exhaust called Maniwari.
So this one here, I think it's a Hino, is making a good example of the Maniwari sound. So if we go over to where the exhausts are, you can hear that chirping. That's because the left exhaust is a regular exhaust, the right one is a straight pipe to one cylinder. So if we follow it over here, you can see this pipe goes up and over into the top of the manifold in the back, and the regular exhaust is there. Because if I put my hand here, it's pulsing a lot, whereas if I put my hand over here, it's only pulsing like a quarter as much. So that's what a Maniwari is, and it makes that really big banging exhaust sound that these things have. So because 3 of the cylinders are muffled and 1 is a straight pipe, it makes a real big chug, 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 chug sound as these things go down the road. When it comes to famous movie cars, of course, you have the Supra from Fast and Furious, Mad Max's Interceptor, the DeLorean from Back to the Future, and things like that. Well, this is, in the truck world, that hero car, or truck. Back in the late 1970s, there was a series of movies called Truck Yaro, or Trucker. Basic story was, there was a lonely guy driving around in his truck. He'd hear of his friends getting in trouble, and he'd go and help them. Well, this is the actual restored truck from that movie, and everybody is sitting around here waiting for it to light up. The truck is named Ichiban Boshi. It means first star of the evening, as in the brightest star. that you can see. You know, the brightest star of the road, the number one. This Fuso is a pretty good example of a classic Dekotora style, like the way they used to do it. If you look up on the roof box, you can see these little circles of metal sort of hanging there. They work kind of like sequins on a dress, like they flap around in the breeze and, you know, flash. Also on the door there, hand painted, the company name, and I don't think phone numbers look like that anymore. And on the bumper, the sort of a fish scale polishing, circular polishing. I mean, you see that on trucks all over the world. And he's got a little K-truck in the bed. We can see on this one, on the Ichiban Boshi, the movie truck, which is like period correct from the 1970s, it's using a pretty simple, you know, chaser circuit like you'd get on a building or something like that. Of course, most of these trucks run in 24 volt, and it's using these little electric bulbs, sort of thing like you'd see on a, again, like a pachinko parlor or on a, you know, entertainment district. So originally, probably a lot of this stuff was just ported over from that. But these days, of course, we have LEDs. Honestly, it looks like they stole these out of a pachinko machine, because this is sort of the style of animations that you see on pachinko machines. But running LED lights and LED controllers gives you a bit more freedom in the kind of animation you can run on them. Here's one feature you see on a lot of these trucks. This piece of rubber piping sticking out of the corner. Now these are called, believe it or not, nose hairs. It's like a nose hair sticking out, right? It's essentially a corner feeler as the pipe sticks out there. It's just soft rubber, and it's on the corner of the truck, so they can just look in the rearview mirror down, and as they're backing around, they can check their clearance to the corner. But you know, they start to get bigger and bigger and more ostentatious, you know, as they do with everything. And like on a lot of trucks, you have a different colored light right on the corner, just to check your clearance, so you can see if there's a green light hitting a wall, right, you're too close to it as you back up. And if you're not driving a full-size truck, don't let that limit you, because these are, most Americans probably know these by now, little K-trucks that are wearing the same sort of stuff on them as their big brothers. So this one's a K-truck with the bed, and this one over here is the van version, just like their big brothers. If there's any truck drivers watching this who want to know how it works here in Japan, basically for a big truck like this, there's two classes that they fall under, middle class and heavy class. And most of the trucks you see here, like a lot of them you will see, will just be the regular 2-axle, but you also see the 6-axle and also the 8-axle with a 2 double axle on the front for steering. You don't often see articulated vehicles quite as much as you would overseas, basically because they're quite long. The rules here in Japan are, you know, a bit different to how they are overseas. They're closer to Europe than they are to the USA. And also articulated vehicles are a completely separate endorsement that you need to get. Another feature on these trucks is a lot of them will run music for their backup siren. It won't be like, it won't just go beep, beep, beep. They play songs. So there's a lot of, traditional Dekotora stuff here, right? But you know what the latest fashion for trucks here in Japan is? I kid you not. It's American style trucks accessories. Like the vertical smokestacks, the roof wing, look. The American style fuel tank and the Peterbilt fenders. This is the latest style here. See the orange cab lights and like police flashes on the top. This is apparently the most popular thing now is American style truck modifications. Look, it even has the Peterbilt duck ornament in there as well. So yeah, bit of a crossover going on here. Peterbilt cosplay by the Hino truck, but it still does have what they call the swallow wing sides, which you can load from the side. Usually like with a forklift, you can bring a forklift up and unload and load sideways like that. Alright, that's all from here today. I've got to haul this video back to Tokyo tonight and get it edited. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Japan car subculture, or check out these videos that are about to pop up. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. Beep, beep, beep.